My time at Portia, my time at P is really hot right now, so you know what that means. That's right, baby, a million videos about the game to capitalize on its success. I mean, it's time to examine why people are in love. So, with this open world farming game that's taken inspiration from a lot of different games and genres. Yeah, let's go with that. It may seem hard to believe, but Kickstarter is still being used to fund some great games, not just dank memes and garbage. My time at Airtrop is just one example. Debuting on Kickstarter in September 2017, this Chinese-produced game immediately became a project of the day on Kickstarter, and went on to raise nearly $150,000 US of its $100,000 goal. Even the best-looking Kickstarter campaigns don't raise all that much money these days, so it's a testament it was able to raise that much. What's so special about everybody's time at Portland? My time at Poland is described as an enchanting sandbox simulation RPG on the Kickstarter page. That might sound like a load of buzzwords, and it is, but there's a point to that. This game has been heavily inspired by several different elements, including stuff from Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, obviously, but also Dark Cloud and the works of Hayao Miyazaki. This game's kind of hard to explain, but also pretty simplistic. I think I'll let the Kickstarter page do the talking for me. Or I'll do the talking for it. Gather materials from that place's stunning open world, cut down trees, forage for herbs, mine in the ruins, and even grow your own garden. There are many unique areas for you to explore, including deserts, islands, reefs, highlands, marshes, mines, and more. There are even 2 different types of dungeons, including abandoned dungeons filled with important resources, such as relics and ores for you to harvest, or more hazardous dungeons where you'll be able to encounter and battle monsters. So it's Harvest Moon, no, it's Animal Crossing, no, it's an action RPG, no, it's all 3 rolled into one. Your character, which you can completely customize, arrives on the island of Portal after getting a message that their father has gone missing. You inherit his cabin, and from there, it's up to you to decide what to do. You can become a farmer and farm things, or you can become a builder and build things. Do you see how this works? Or you become a warrior and war things. That one doesn't work. One of the first things you may notice about the game, or its Kickstarter page, is the art style. It is absolutely gorgeous. No cheap pixel art here. This is where the Miyazaki influence really shines, and the world looks like one of his films. Not just the art style, but also the whimsical characters and creatures and machines. In this game, you can run into cute pink cats, flying machines, hand-built cars, and weird, twisted monsters. There's also another element that separates this particular style of game from others out there, like Harvest Moon or Stardust Valley, and that's the story. The storyline will be deep and open, the Kickstarter page reads. The player can choose which missions and commissions to take. There will be a lot that happens during the player's stay, and every event will deepen the player's understanding of the world, as well as the town folks around him/her. The theme of the story is that people can overcome any adversity when they work together. Okay, yeah, that last line is kinda cringy, sure, but this is a family-friendly game that anyone can play, so what do you expect? It's hard to say just how the story will manifest just yet, even with the game already on early access, but everyone's already making the "it's a post-apocalyptic world LOL" joke, so there's that. We're probably not looking at Fallout New Vegas here, but even a basic and well-written story will really add a lot compared to other games in this genre, especially if it's like the rest of the game and you can just choose to ignore it or follow through to its conclusion.
Also, we're going to have a fireside town meeting once in a while. They'll be announced through the mail. Try to make them if you can. You don't want me being the only one there.
One of the things I love about this Kickstarter page in particular is how detailed it is. The page lists just about every gameplay and story feature you'll find in the game. Under the features sections, you'll find all the stuff you need to know. It lays out in great detail the mechanics of the game from big to small. It talks about the workshop and how you use that to build things, farming, how relationships work, character customizations, battles, skills, all the different dungeon types, fishing, minigames, holidays, and it just goes on and on like that. This is exactly the kind of thing you should be looking for in a Kickstarter campaign these days. It's easy for any developer to say, oh, we're inspired by Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, or throw up some pretty art and tell you vague details about the game. But it's the concrete details like this that tell you whether or not the dev actually has a plan in place, and more importantly, an accurate idea of budgeting and scheduling for that plan. Case in point, the section right after features is a schedule. Granted, it's only 3 lines, but it does say the game will be into early access in January 2018, which of course it has, and is expected to have a full release in August 2018 on PC, and a console release sometime in the fall. One of the things I really like about this campaign are the rewards. They didn't go overboard promising a bunch of physical rewards at lower tiers. Sure, there are some physical rewards, like a figure, a map, a plushie, a t-shirt, but those only come in at the relatively higher tiers, and they're all relatively cheap to produce. In fact, in the budget breakdown, they list 15% of the budget going towards Kickstarter rewards, and they really don't need any more than that because the majority rewards are all digital or in-game items. Speaking of a budget breakdown, that's pretty well laid out as well. There's a pie chart, as you've come to expect, stating that 63% of the total budget is going towards staff salaries, with the rest being put in Kickstarter fees, taxes, and the rewards. From the paragraph, it sounds like they've used that budget to hire more programmers and artists, not wanting to wait around until the game goes into early access to be able to do so. They also talk about using Kickstarter as a means of advertising, which I'm personally never a fan of, but this is one of those instances where, I think that's okay. Clearly, a lot of work has already gone into the game by the time the Kickstarter went up, based on the sheer amount of screenshots and videos of the game, and the fact that it went to early access just 4 months after the campaign closed. There's even a demo of the alpha version available, with what they're saying is up to 6 to 8 hours worth of gameplay. That's the same length of some whole games these days, and that's just a demo of an alpha of a game that's only 40% complete. Oh, nailed that the first time. And it's clearly paid off. My time at running out of vaguely funny titles is currently the 15th highest selling game on Steam right now, at least at time of writing this, and I believe it was doing even better the first few days it was out. The game is receiving coverage from a lot of top gaming sites, like Clickist and probably some others I guess, sure. You know what I love most about this campaign though? I think I've already said that 2 or 3 times, but I'm serious this time. That's right, frequent updates by the developer. Since the campaign launched in September, there have been 40 updates, again at time of writing. That's an average of 8 updates a month. Some developers don't even average 8 updates a year. Normally I'm fine with a simple, hey, we're still working on the game, don't worry guys, kind of update, but developer Pathia have gone the extra mile. Almost every one of these updates offers substantial information, whether it be patch notes, additions to new versions, a post on the lore of the world, more info and rewards, or going more in depth with specific gameplay features. These updates have it all, and they do not only a great job of giving backers, or anyone who stumbles upon the page, more information about the game, but it also helps us know that development is still chugging along at a nice pace. In a time where Kickstarter is struggling with losing customers and poor campaigns, my time at TimeEye is exactly what the platform needs. A perfectly executed campaign with developers who clearly know what they're doing, that's doing well financially and socially. And it happened because the developers waited until they had a solid foundation already before going to Kickstarter. They didn't ask for money based on a vague idea and some MS Paint art, but with a gorgeous game with a freaking 8-hour-long demo to boot. This is exactly why Kickstarter is still worth it. Support us on patreon.com/Clickist for more videos just like this, or visit us at clickist.com for all the latest news, reviews, investigations, interviews, and opinion pieces on indie gaming. Thank you.